let's talk about the surfaces I'm going to be using today. I've already kind of looked through the napkins, and I'm like, yes, I want to do this with these and this with these, because like I said, I do want to kind of freshen up, do a refresh on some of my Halloween. So for today's surfaces, I'm actually going to be using these two. I'm doing two projects today. One is this 5x7 chunky wood block. Okay, these are surfaces that we sell in our shop. But one is this one, 5x7 chunky wood block. Love the chunky blocks because they stand on their own, whichever way you want to use them. And then the other surface I'm using is this really cute cutting board. Now this is the medium size cutting board. So just in case, I have my ruler here because I figure somebody's going to want to ask the measurements. So the measurements on this are roughly 6 3/4 wide, so roughly 7 inches by a little over 12 inches tall. Okay, so I'm going to say roughly 7 by 12. It's a great size. It's a great size. The little cutting boards are just so cute and they're so fun to create with. So I definitely wanted to have a little Halloween cutting board of some kind. I can have it propped up just as like a decoration. And then on the day of, if I want to even have it down, put a little cute, a little paper doily or something on it and use it as for serving. I could do that too. But I just think this surface is just really cute. And I don't think people always think about this cutting board surface for all holidays. Like to me, it's so cute for any holiday. If you put out Halloween treats in your kitchen area, I mean, it's perfect. I have this little area just kind of right inside from my entry. That's usually where we kind of set up the candy buffet. And so I think this will be really, really cute to have in here. Okay. So roughly 7-ish by 12-ish, somewhere in there, apart from the scary fractions. And it is it's considered the medium. They have a medium. We have a large, a medium, and a small. I'm using the medium one. Okay. And then the 5x7 wood block. I want to make some really cute things that are a little bit more like smalls, right? Things that I could maybe put in a tier tray or put, on different levels stacked up, or on, just as a shelf sitter or in an easel, things that can kind of move around and be easily displayed wherever I want them to go. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do first, and again, we will be giving away one of these at the end of our session today. But what I need to do first is get some painting out of the way. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and paint both of these surfaces. It's two different projects, but I mean, if you're going to paint, you might as well just get all the things painted. Oh. Clearly, I did not clean the rim of my paint the last time I put my jar lid on. Sometimes I used to be really smart about this. And I'd put a little bit of Vaseline around the edge. If you put a little bit of Vaseline around the edge, then it's fine. I got it. All right. And then if you're just good about like wiping them clean with a baby wipe or something, that's always good too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be painting both of these a base coat of white. Now, the white that I'm using is called Simplicity. That's the name of the color. And it is my Country Chic paints, which I love. They're chalk and mineral based paints. So you get really good coverage. And I want my napkin art to really pop on these surfaces. So we're going to paint with white. Now, if you don't have this color, I bet you have some kind of a white in your stash. And if you're using just like a white craft paint, just know that you may have to do a second coat. Craft paint is just, it's a little more liquidy. It's not quite as opaque. And sometimes, especially on natural wood surfaces, the wood can kind of drink it up. Okay. So if you're using a regular craft paint, you might have to do a couple of coats. Generally, for me, with napkin art, if I'm using my chalk and mineral based paints, color is Simplicity, I generally just have to do one coat. I just want to have nice, crisp white so that my napkin art can just really, really pop. I'm on top of a messy mat here, so go ahead and do this side while these sides are drying. I'll go ahead and start painting my little cutting board. My little shiplap cutting board. It's so cute. All right, let's get a coat of paint on here. If you have like a weird little knot or something, you know, anytime you're using natural wood, you're going to have wood grain to deal with. You're going to have little knots and different coloration things, but that's nothing that another coat of paint won't be able to cover up. Okay, it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Now I'm going to introduce an idea to you with this cutting board. Okay. Obviously Halloween is just, you know, for a certain time, right? Certain time period. So I was kind of thinking that why wouldn't I get double duty out of this cutting board and do Halloween on one side and maybe do fall on the other, right? They only have the shiplap look on one side, but that doesn't matter to me. I could even carve in my own lines on this side if I wanted to. So I'm actually thinking about that with with this particular project, because it would be really easy to just turn it over and have like general fall on it. Okay, so I want y'all to think about that with some of your surfaces. Same thing you could do with like think about in the spring, Easter on one side, general spring on the other. Think about summer. You could do general summer on one side, patriotic on the other. So I think it's always good to think about things like that. If there's ways that you can take advantage of the back side of your project. I do plan to put like some ribbon, a bow, some tinsel on this. But if I just tie it on, I can easily untie it, flip it over to the fall side, and then tie on something that coordinates with that. Okay. So this is the medium size cutting board. If you just signed on, we sell it in my shop, and I think it's a great size. I really like this size. So this is going to be one of my Halloween projects. One of my little Halloween decor projects here. And then I'm also doing something on a wood block today. Now it's almost impossible not to get paint on the sides. So I'm just going to kind of basically clean my brush and just kind of dry brush the sides here. Yeah, just kind of a dry brush. It looks a little kind of rustic and fun. All right, I'm not going to paint out the back side of my cutting board right now, but don't be surprised if you see it come back to another craft and chat and we do a fall side. Okay. Right now I'm going to focus on the Halloween side. And I like the shiplap little things in here. So I'm just kind of cleaning up my brush strokes, really. Let me clean this up, and then I'm going to take a little, if you have a little pick or even a toothpick or a file, something with a point on it, I'm going to clean out the valleys. Actually, this is fairly dry. Let's dry this real quick. I'll turn this over and do the coat on the other side. So just getting the paint out of the way. Favorite recipes. That's a great idea, Cheryl. Yes. We're going to actually be doing some stuff with recipe. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell y'all this. I'm just going to tell you, but you guys know that I'm designing some of my own napkins now for my napkin bundles for the Napkin Club members. And in the September bundle, speaking of recipes, I have a great recipe collage napkin for all of us. So we will definitely be doing some recipe type crafting for sure. Y'all aren't supposed to know that yet, but to be our secret. Okay, I'm going to grab, again, this could be really just, I don't know, anything that you have that you can just kind of clean out these valleys in. So I'm just going to drag this down. Like I said, it could literally be a toothpick, a skewer. This is like a little pointy end. It used to be a paper piercer, but then I started using it for other things. And so now it's just my, look how messy that is. just one of my Miss Tracy's little tools here. All right, let's go ahead and dry this. Just dry these pieces real quick. Yeah, we're going to have to do a rolling pin project. We have all kinds of, I have several things planned for us, Stephanie. All right, we just want to make sure the paint is dry before we move on to our next step. Everything I'm doing today is very easy. Definitely something anyone out there could do, even if you're brand new to working with napkins. Yeah, we're just going to have some fun with this. All right, I think we're probably dry enough. All right, so I'm going to go to we're going to work on the cutting board here first, okay? The cutting board is going to have kind of layers, some layered napkins on it. So I want to start with this one first. Put my lid on my paint and move this out of the way so I don't accidentally use that brush for Mod Podge. Okay. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you. Heather says, I have a round paddle shaped cutting board, probably about the size. Would that work for this project? Yeah, sure. I think it would. Definitely. Yes, you may, there's so many different sizes of little cutting boards and breadboards and all the things out there now. So I bet there's some of you may already have a surface in your stash or in your decor that you'd like to use for sure. All right. So I'm going to be using good old Mod Podge matte, and I'm going to switch my camera here in just a second so that you guys can see what I'm doing. See better what I'm doing here. Ooh. All we've done so far is just paint out our surfaces. Okay, so let me switch this really quickly. Okay, there we go. Move this around just a little bit so you guys can see better. So I'm going to start with this surface, and I love the candy corn napkin. I love it. It's got that pink and almost that kind of lilac-y pink color and a light pink. Just really cute. So I want to put some strips of this onto these little roadways. And when it's kind of tricky sometimes. It's like, how is the best way to do this? Well, first off, I'm going to tell you that the candy corn napkin, all right, is not directional, meaning the candy corn is just scattered kind of every which way. Cut this. I love this napkin. Just so cute. Okay, so what I can do here is I could go in and actually, cut every strip and all of the things, but I'm going to cover this entire piece, and then we're going to make sure that those valleys show up, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'm separating my napkin pieces. You guys, I just kind of do the lick and stick method. If where I'm tapping my thumb and my finger on my tongue, if that does not work for you, just put a tiny little drop of Mod Podge on your finger and just tap, tap, tap like that till it feels sticky, not gluey, but just sticky. Okay, so I have a section now of my napkin that's going to be big enough to cover this entire cutting board. So cute. Okay, so cute. All right, so I'm going to dip right into my Mod Podge. We're going to cover this whole thing. Now, when you're covering an entire, a large space, right? When you're doing a large space, we have to be careful to kind of move quickly. Mod Podge has a tendency to dry really quick, so it's going to be important that we get a nice healthy coat. A healthy coat, what that means is just we don't want it to be too thin. It should look nice and wet. I'll hold it up in the light here in a moment. So don't be too chintzy with your Mod Podge. Let's make sure that we have a good healthy coat so that it's still wet from where we started to where we finished. Let me kind of hold this up in the light. Nice and wet. See? Nice and wet. Not drippy. And if you're nervous that wherever you started has started to dry, then we'll just go right back up there and we'll grab a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to take my napkin. Now, some people like to iron their napkins. I do not. I don't. I just don't have time for that. So I'm not going to iron my napkin. I'm going to come in here because the majority of the time, the little wrinkles, crinkles, all those things, they smooth out. So I don't generally iron my napkins. I've been asked that question a few times lately, so figured it was a good time to go ahead and let y'all know that I don't iron them. All right, so I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap. Now, you guys, these are my choice of this is deli bakery sheets that I get on Amazon. And so I'm going to start kind of here at the top and kind of this little section right here. Right, let's kind of start in the center. Let's go up the center of the handle. And we're going to start smoothing. This is the best delivery method or smoothing method, I think, for any type of surface that is actually smooth. All right. Using these plastic wrap. You can actually even use plastic wrap in your kitchen, even if all you have is saran wrap. You could use that too. Okay, so just really smoothing this out. Now, I'm just going to use my fingernail, but if you don't have fingernails, you could use maybe the end of a paintbrush or that toothpick or whatever again. And I'm going to run my fingernail, or like I said, whatever you used before to kind of clean out. And I'm really running that deep kind of into those crevices, the little valley right along there, because I want it to look like these are kind of separate. I like still seeing the shiplap kind of look. Okay, so we're just pushing that napkin, that tissue down in that valley. And then let's make sure that we're really good and pressed out all around the edges in the hole up here as well. Now I'm going to just carefully lift this off. And I'm going to have to get a new one because this one has a lot of Mod Podge that kind of seeps up through it, and that is normal. If you don't have a lot of Mod Podge seeping up, or some Mod Podge, I should say, if you don't have some Mod Podge seeping up on your plastic wrap, then you may not be using quite enough Mod Podge. That's actually one thing we actually want to see. We want to see some of that Mod Podge residue, kind of come up through the napkin. That means we're getting really good coverage for our napkin art. Really good coverage. So that's a good thing. If you're not seeing much, you may need to go a little healthier coat of your Mod Podge. Taking my fingernail again, just coming down through this space. All right. Oh, cute. A candy corn cutting board. Oh my gosh. It's already cute, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this. I'm going to dry it. We're going to need to sand off all the edges. And we never want to do that if the bottom coat of that Mod Podge, we never want to do that if the Mod Podge is still wet, because it could cause our napkin to tear, to pull and to tear. So we're just going to make sure this is really nice and dry before I sand off the excess. Okay. Thank you, Diana. I think it's such a cute napkin too. The iron-on method, that is another type of method that you could use. I don't generally, I would not probably use the iron-on method with this just because of the valleys. But the iron-on, that is definitely one method. I'm just doing the wet method right now. We'll have to do the iron-on method sometime during Craft and Chat just so y'all can see how that works. So next thing we're going to do now that this is dry is we can either take like a little foam sanding block of some kind, a piece of sandpaper. You might even have a little sanding file, and we're going to go around and just sand off the excess. Now I've got some pretty good usable napkin up here by the handle. So let me show you how I would deal with that. Get this bottom areas off real quick. Usually not hard at all, because it's just that thin tissue that we're sanding away. Okay, so up here, I've got some really good usable napkin. I've got some really good usable napkin here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this because, yeah, maybe I'm going to want to use a couple more of these little candy corns just by themselves. Like if I'm collaging something, you may see some of these candy corn come over to this project too. We shall see. So I'm kind of my motto with napkin art stuff is no scrap left behind, because this is cute. Look at all those little candy corns we could use on something. So I would definitely be saving this. So that's why I kind of like cutting it away. And then I'll come in and sand this part. So always, if it's big enough to be usable, I usually cut it away and then come back in and sand. So another thing, just so that you know, is I'll be using a lot of my bundle for decor, cute decor, some cute little smalls and things like that. But at the end, when I'm kind of done creating those types of things, whatever I have left, that's when I have some fun with the yarn-on method a lot, because I love the yarn-on method for paper. So that's when I'll go in and I'll make some cute cute little tags with my leftovers, maybe for treat bags. Or maybe I'll even use the leftovers to put on a drawstring, a little drawstring fabric treat bag, or a card, or whatever I want to do. But definitely the leftovers from all this will be great for treat packaging needs, things like that. It'd be really fun. Okay. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at it, get up close. Oh, it's so cute. Let's look at it this way. Love the pink. See how the background is kind of this really light pink, and then we get more of this kind of pinkier, lilac-y, pinkier pink on the candy corn. I just think that's so cute. I just think that is so, so cute. Okay, so now that we've done this, we've got to deal with this little hole right here. And so typically, I'm just going to use a paintbrush here. I'm just going to kind of just go in here like that. And then if you have a file, if you have any little file type tools, let me grab some here. These came in a little set at that I got at Walmart, I believe. Yes. So see, like these little things, like this one has a rounded edge. It's kind of nice with a rounded edge, because then I can just take my file in here and sand away anything with this handle right here. Really easily. Okay, you could even just do that with a very small piece of sandpaper too. Okay. Okay, so now that we've done this, I want to go ahead and we're going to leave this alone because we actually are going to do some other things to it. We're going to layer something else up on it. So let's do this actually. Let's go ahead. I'm just trying to think because I'm doing two projects. So I'm going to plan this out in my head. I'm going to go ahead and put a quick top coat on this. The top coat for me for this project is just going to be a real nice thin coat of Mod Podge. Now, that's something else in the Napkin Club. We'll talk a lot about how to seal our projects, and how we seal our projects will depend on where they're going to live and what their purpose is going to be. This is strictly going to be decorative for me. So sealing it with just a thin coat of Mod Podge is going to be just fine. All right. Yeah, the sides, if you want to see the sides, it's fairly thin. I don't know what measurement that is. All right. But if you did have a thick cutting board and you wanted to do something on the sides, I mean, definitely, I think you definitely could. So I'm going to put this over to the side and just let this be drying, and we're going to work on the second project. I like working on multiple projects at a time. So I kind of stage them out. Like I go, okay, while this is while I just painted this, while this is drying, I'll do this. Or I just put Mod Podge on here, so I just kind of go back and forth, back and forth. So this one is the 5x7 wood chunky block. We cut these you can get from us, or if you have a handy dandy hubby that has a saw, or even yourself, if you have a saw and you feel comfortable making these, you could. But we sell them, and they're great, great, great for crafting. I love them because they just stand on their own. You, of course, with the 5x7, you could go whichever direction you want. I'm going to go this direction with it. Okay, I'm going to go this direction with it because I want to use this boo bag, this treat bag. And let me go ahead. I'm going to do two. That's something else also. Like, think about when it comes to these smalls, like, are you going to see the backside wherever you decorate? Could the backside be fall for you? Or does the backside need to stay with the same theme? My backside is going to stay with the same theme because this more than likely will go on a tiered tray on my table, and you'll be able to see it from both sides. So I'm going to use two of these super cute treat bag, boo bags for this project. Now, I'm not going to do a background napkin on this part because a lot of it would be covered up by my little treat bag here. Okay. I'm going to move this even a little further. So there we go. All right. So I'm going to separate this. All of these napkins, you guys, in this bundle are 3-ply. That means you've got to get 2 plies off. And then the 3rd ply is the actual napkin art. Okay. So just so you know, every single one of them is 3-ply. So in case you get 1 ply and you're like, I think that's all, then better double check. You have to get those plies off because if you go to decoupage them and you don't have the plies all off, the top tissue is going to try to lift. It's going to bubble. It's going to start lifting. And that's the piece that we actually really want. Okay. Yep. 5x7 wood blocks. And I think Kristen we have more coming of these. I think we'll have them ready next week. But I know we have some in inventory right now, already cut and ready to go. So again, I'm going to just use my Mod Podge. And even though I have my hair pulled up and I'm wearing a hat, somehow I managed to get to shed. Let me get this little hair. Oh my gosh, I'm such a shedder. Anybody else? Are you a shedder? Does your hair just shed? I mean, it's a wonder I have any hair left. Even after I shampoo my hair, usually my hands are full of hair. It's been that way all my life. So, all right, here we go. April, I ordered my bakery deli sheets on Amazon, and they're in my Amazon storefront. If you want to check, they're in there. They'll be under my favorites for the Napkin Club. So watch what I'm going to do. My treat bag is too big for this block, so I'm actually going to start kind of here at the top, and I'm going to kind of drag it down. I want the top of the treat bag, I want the handles to be kind of right at the top, showing, and then I'm going to bring this down. So this little piece right here, I'll wind up just sanding off. Do you see how lightly I lay my napkins on? I lay them on very lightly, and then when I'm happy with the placement, I can kind of just do a little bit of a tap. So this will come off. I will just sand that part off, but I did make sure that my handles are showing. Okay, back to my plastic wrap here, plastic sheet, and I'm going to start right here in the center with the word. Okay, start with boo, and then start smoothing and kind of smooth out the rest of the way. It's going to be so cute. I'm going to do one on both sides. It's a boo bag block now. So cute. Our white from our napkin is just going to blend right into the white paint. You're not going to be able, it's just going to kind of disappear right into the painted wood surface. All right, just smooth, smooth, smooth. Now, keep in mind, this is going on to basically a raw wood block. These blocks, even though they're smooth, they've been sanded, they're smooth, they still have some, you know, a little bit of, I guess a little bit of texture, maybe from the grain of the wood or whatever. So just embrace that. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's dry this. Feels so good to just do some fun crafting today. We've done a lot of fun crafting this week in all of my groups. It's really been, we've really had a great time. And this will hopefully help to get you excited about the upcoming season, right? Getting ahead. All right, I'm only have to sand down here, so I'm just kind of making sure that feels good and dry. Cute. That is cute. I love how it looks on this chunky block. That is so cute. Oh, I do have a little bit of white up here. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Okay, let's sand that off. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the back. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. It'll just take a second. I'm putting a little piece of plastic wrap underneath me, just so, you know, the other side of my wood block is protected because I haven't sealed it yet. Right? I haven't sealed it yet. And now I have to decide on this one. Do I want to put some napkin art on the sides of this chunky wood block, or do I want to have that covered with ribbon? I'm going to tell you right now that I have already decided I want to do ribbon because I think it'll look really cute to have a bow on the top of this chunky block, and it will look like it's kind of like a bow almost on the top of my handle of my boo bag. So again, I'm gonna kind of drag this down so that my handle's right at the top. Little press, little press, little taps. And then we're gonna smooth. I'm gonna start with the letters. Yep, I used white Simplicity paint. That's the color is called Simplicity. It's the purest white of the whites that we carry. Okay. All right, let's carefully peel this back. That is so cute. Okay, we're going to dry this. Sand off the excess napkin tissue. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a coat on both sides just to seal the napkin. And then it can stand up while it's drying, and we'll go back to the cutting board. Okay, I got a little tear right there. Should have dried it a little bit longer. Doesn't bother me because I kind of like distressed projects anyway, but just letting you know, that's why it's important to dry really, really well anywhere where you're going to be sanding. Okay, so let's stand this guy up. Let's go ahead and seal him. Just a really light, just a thin coat. That's all it's going to need. And then we're going to come back and have some fun doing some pin work, adding some sparkle. We're going to have a little fun on him after this dries. Okay, there's that side. Now to this side, and I'm going to leave it standing up while it dries. All right. Let's go ahead and turn that over. I'm just going to move this out of the way just so it can dry. And I'm going to bring back the cutting board. Bringing back the cutting board. Oh, good. April, you will love these bakery deli sheets. It's just great because it's nice to be able to use a plastic wrap that doesn't cling to itself. So yeah, it'll be so cute. Okay, let me tell you what my plans are for this one. All right, here are my plans for this one. I want to use the treat bucket and the kitty cat. The kitty cat. I've told y'all this before, but we have a grand kitty. It's my youngest daughter's cat named Millie. She is a black kitty. And we wind up pet sitting her a lot because Maddie works for TCU. She's a first-year experience director there. And so she's always going to camps and doing different things with the kids. So sometimes she gets to come and stay with us. So I'm going to use one kitty face. You can cut away one kitty face. And of course, you can use whatever napkins you want to for yours. That is completely up to you. And I'm going to cut one of the Halloween buckets. Okay, the Halloween buckets here. Just one of these. All right, now we're going to do something a little different with this. I'm going to go ahead and cut away the handle. I know. I'm going to cut away the handle on this one. So it doesn't mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll need that handle for something else. I'm not sure. And I'm kind of trimming a little closer around the edge of the orange pumpkin. It's okay to have some of that that light pink showing. It's not really going to matter. But I'm just going to kind of bring it in just a little closer. And especially here at the top. At the top, I'm just going to kind of cut it off. This is what I want right here. Now, will I use that for something? I don't know, but I'm going to keep it just in case. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to separate the plies. Okay, this one. This one's going to be a stubborn one. There it goes. I'll have 3 plies. Don't forget that. And then our kitty cat. Did I already pull a ply off that? Maybe I did. All right. Let me just check. This definitely doesn't have anything else on the back of it. Okay. I'm going to come off together. Okay. So here's my plan, you guys. My plan is to put this cute little Halloween bucket right here. And I want it to look like my little Millie is just sticking her head right out of that bucket. Okay. Because that's exactly what she would do. If there was any kind of a container or a basket or anything like that, that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going to go get inside of it and stick her head out. Hi, Christine. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Yes. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Oh, Muriel, I see what you're saying about the boo bag, like how cute that would be. When we do some treat packaging with my other 2 napkins, I'm going to show you something really fun to do with that for these other 2. So yeah, treat packaging will be coming. I like to do that at the end with kind of my leftovers. Now, one thing I'm going to do here is I need to kind of figure out like how this is actually going to lay exactly where I want it to be. And you're going to be able to notice pretty quickly that you're going to be able to see through some of the napkin, right? You can kind of see through where those candy corn are showing through that orange jack-o'-lantern bucket, right? I can also see through where her eyes are. So I'm going to start with this piece right here, down here. And I'm going to use something called my friction pin. All right, a friction pin. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Friction pin is by Pilot. We carry them in the shop, in our online shop. It is basically erasable ink. Okay, so I'm going to come around and just kind of trace myself a line. I don't want to see the candy corns coming through this bucket. So tracing myself a line, and I'm going to know that I need to stay within this line right here. And I'm going to actually paint some white. When I use my heat gun on this, the pen line is going to go away. See my lines? I'm going to stay inside of those lines, and I'm going to put down some white paint. So you can use a thinner paintbrush for this, whatever you'd like to use. And the goal is to stay inside the lines. Try not to go outside the lines. And I don't even always go all the way up to the line. I'm just going to start with a thin coat here. Thin coat, especially when you're using the chocolate mineral base paints, it's almost like a primer. Kind of works like a primer. We're just going to get that part in here. But this way, my napkin art is going to look really pure, right? It's going to look really pure. I'm not going to see the candy corns coming through. Pretty easy to do. All right, so you can see I have one coat on. I'm going to dry this. And then I'm going to put one more coat on. Okay. Yes, it's awesome. Now watch what's going to happen when I dry this. The lines are going to disappear, and that's okay because I've already painted, so I know where to paint. I'll hold it up in just a second so y'all can see that the lines are gone. So now, no more lines. The lines are gone. I can still see, and I'm really focusing just kind of on these candy corn pieces in the center. And again, if you're using chalk and mineral based paints, this will go really fast for you. They dry really fast. If you're using acrylic paint, you're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. If you need a second coat, definitely dry it between coats. Okay, there's that part. Okay, now I also have this. I have our little, even though our kitty is black and all the things, I just want to make sure she's really going to pop. I don't want her eye. I want her eyes to look, actually, I kind of think it would be cool if her eyes looked green. Do I want to put some green paint behind there or not? I think I'll just add that. I'll add that later. I'll show y'all that later. So I'm just going to kind of set this where it's going to go. And I'm just going to swipe some paint kind of back here. I don't really need to paint everything. And this doesn't have to be like super great, right? Everything else is pretty much black. I just want to have her eyes. I want to make sure those eyes are white, and then I may have to go in and add some green to them. Okay, so just going to feather out the rest of that paint there so I don't have any harsh lines. All right, questions on that? Questions on why I'm doing that? Hopefully y'all all understand why. Just don't want to, I want to make sure the napkins are pure. I don't want to see the candy corn coming through the napkins. Make sense? Yes, this kitty has to be coming out of this because it's just, I know it's naturally what our kitty would do. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit more right here in the center. Really simple, not hard. Everything I'm showing you is something you could easily do on your own. And those of you that are new to us and you're thinking, I think I want to learn more about this napkin art stuff. Our doors are going to actually be open to all of my membership groups, all of my subscription groups and clubs, the last week of August during Create and Connect. So Create and Connect week is going to be August 28th through August 31st. I'll be going live 3 times a day for 4 straight days, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., doing different little things, showing you different little, might be a technique one time, might be a project one time, different things. And then I'm going to be featuring and talking about one of my groups in those sessions. So it's really going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be doing prize giveaways at the end of each session. We're going to do our grand prize giveaways for that week. Our 3 lucky people are going to win 6 months free in the membership group of their choice. So I'd love for y'all to come and join us for that. We do have a way where you can register this time for it. We're going to actually we've created a free group for my followers, my members, for anyone that just wants to continue being inspired by some of the projects that I do. And it's called Create Connect with Miss Tracy. And so there is a link we can give you to go in and register to be a part of that free group. And that's where I'll be saving everything from Create and Connect. And that's where y'all can share your projects and things that you've made. I want to see your projects. I want to see everything that you're making. And this way, by us having this free group, we'll have a place for you to post it. All right, so I just put the Mod Podge down in this area. We already kind of know where it goes because you've got that painted, that area's been painted. Let's take our plastic wrap here. Yes, and we're going to start again smoothing. Smoothing. I'm also going to go ahead with the little shiplap valley here, right? The little valley. Again, going to take my nail through it. You take whatever you've got that can just kind of run through there. I really like the look of the shiplap. All right, we're going to carefully peel this back off. Oh, I got a little more texture on this one. That will happen as the more you layer napkin on napkin, you're going to wind up with a little more texture. And texture does not bother me at all. Texture is just, I mean, it just is what it is. I actually really like having some texture on my projects. To me, it makes them seem more dimensional. So we just don't want any like bubbles, right? Bubbles or something like that. You want to make sure all that kind of stuff is smoothed out. And I'm going to dry it just a little bit because we're going to put our kitty cat in next. Make sure this part up here is dry. All right, here comes our kitty cat. Now her little ears are going to go all the way up to the top. So you need to Mod Podge outside of where you've painted, because we just painted kind of in a certain area for that, for her eyes. And, well, you know, kind of face, whatever. All right, here comes our kitty cat. So with the kitty cat, my goal is to get her ears on to this cutting board. And then once her ears are on, everything else is going to go down. Now, I can already tell I did not put enough Mod Podge here. So because it is overlapping the jack-o'-lantern, it's going to look like she's coming right up out of that jack-o'-lantern. She's found herself a great little spot. It's so cute, right? I think it's so cute. All right, back to our plastic wrap. I'm going to do the eyes, nose, cute little whiskers. We're going to have some fun embellishing these. It'll be fun. And again, once again, I'm going to go back to these little shiplap valleys and run my fingernail through them. So see, her ears are just right at the edge there. Adorable. Too cute to spook. That is my motto for Halloween. I just like cuteness. So cute. Cute, cute, cute. We still have Halloween mini fun napkin bundles available. So if you're interested, you can get one today. They're $10. And I'm not charging anything additional for the workshops. These are just you'll just get to watch them. We have dates set. I'm going to do a project with one of these in Create and Connect. I'm doing 2 today, one in Create and Connect, and then I have a couple more I want to do. And I have a date scheduled for those in September, but I don't remember what the date is. So Cheryl, if you remember the date, let us know. This is the medium board. Deb Wogsland, this is the medium. Yes. This is medium. Perfect size, I think. Not too big, not too small. To me, it's a great, great size. Okay, so we're going to go back now. Now that this is dry, I've got to seal. I've got to seal our napkins. We already had done a coat over the cutting board itself, but we got to seal the napkins that we just added. So this is, again, super simple. We're going to put this on, and then we're going to go back to our block, our boo bag block. Do a little embellishing. And you guys, please don't let me forget to draw the winner for the Halloween Fun Napkin Bundle. Sometimes I get so carried away with the crafting, I can forget. I get into my crafting zone, right? All right. Okay. So we're going to let this sit aside and dry. Isn't it cute? Too cute. All right. We're going to go back to Boo. And I probably should get my, let me turn on my glue gun. And let's have a little fun with pen work. I have a little fun with pen work. So when I'm doing pen work on my napkin art projects, I like to use Pitt pens. Pitt pens by Faber-Castell. I just really enjoy these. These are actually made for mixed media. So I know that they're going to play well with the other mediums. That means I can use them to draw over Mod Podge or a painted surface or a watercolor or whatever it is. So that to me, they're just good general crafting pens. They have different nibs. The set we carry has an extra small, small, medium, and a brush tip. I pulled out my small and my medium here. I'm going to kind of play around with these. I'm going to grab Denise Pickens. You were our winner if you came on late. Denise won our Bring a Bestie giveaway this morning. I announced it before we started crafting. Okay. So sometimes I just need to see like how thick the line is going to be. How thick do I want it to be? I think I'm going to go with small on this one. So a couple things that I want to stand out more. There are little stars kind of around on this. Let me do this side. Okay, little stars. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to trace them out. Right? And they can be cute and wonky, and don't worry if your hand shakes and all those things. It's just whimsical crafting for Halloween. Very fun, but you see how those stars are really going to stand out quite a bit more. Bring the camera down for you guys. And I'm just going, oops, got a little bump there. You can make some of them appear bigger, smaller, whatever you'd like to do. But that's going to help all of those stars just really, really stand out. Okay. Now the next place we're going to go is up here to the candy. We need the candy to stand out. So feel free to just come in and let's do some pen work on our candy. I'm going to do some on the bag too, but I'm going to start with the candy down here. And I like to do this thing called a double trace. So a double trace is where literally you're just tracing something twice and you're not trying to line everything up. I'm going to come in here and do it with just the orange stripes on this candy. It's just a fun kind of doodly kind of fun look. All right, let's keep going here. So again, just kind of we've got our two colors again here, pink and that kind of lilac-y purple color again. And of course I want all this stuff to sparkle, so we'll add some sparkle on here too. That's the light pink one. Here's that lilac-y purple color that I'm loving. Let's see, where does this end? Oh, what's happening here? Oh, I see. Okay, look. That's like a Hershey's kiss. Couldn't tell exactly what that was right there. It's like a little Hershey's kiss. Okay, everybody see that part? We got some other kind of candy right here. And then another one right here. You could even put little like bling in the centers of those candies or something if you wanted to. Totally up to you. All right, so now all my candy has some pin work on it. The next thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of pin work just on the bag itself. Okay, so I just feel like we need to have, and again, I'm going to do kind of my double trace look. Okay, so there's the top part of the bag. Now, usually what I do on like long lines like this is just whenever my hand naturally lifts up, I can go in and do the double trace, and I don't try to connect the lines. Okay, I don't try to connect the lines. I just kind of skip a little space. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a little line at the bottom here because this is going to be the end of our bag. So again, just kind of that double trace there. Cute, cute, cute. Now I will wind up doing the same thing on the other side. I'm not going to do that with you right now, but I just want you to be able to see what, you know, kind of what that will look like. That part's going to go really fast. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put the ribbon around my boo bag here. So I've got to decide, what kind of ribbon do I want to use? Let's see. I've got my ribbon boxes over here just so I could kind of look. I mean, I could just go very easily. I could definitely easily go with like this black and white gingham. Like that is really cute. Or a black and white polka dot. This is how I do my ribbon, by the way. This is how I do my ribbon. They're in boxes. I wrap them around comic book cards that have been cut down. So really cute. I'm kind of leaning towards the gingham. I like the gingham on this one. Thinking about gingham. And then I want to look in my pinks and purples here. These are kind of my bright boxes. So there's that little bit of pink. I do have a little bit of pink rickrack. That could be fun because we could actually further embellish our bag if we wanted to. And then I have a little bit of purple to pull in. Ooh, this one's cute. Okay, this one's cute because it's got like this little iridescent kind of dot on it. That's pretty cute. Maybe we'll use some of that. Whatever you want to use. Some orange rickrack would be cute. I need to pick up some more orange rickrack. I don't think I have any right now. Yes, the pin mark does make such a difference. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just, I just want to show you kind of how I'm thinking finishing this, because then I'm going to put some sparkle on here as well, just so that you guys can see. And, oh, I forgot. I was thinking about adding in a couple of my pieces of candy corn. This candy corn, I love this candy corn. So let me go ahead and do that really quickly. I just think these candy corns are so cute. I almost want like the candy corn to kind of cross over into like almost every project in some way. Right? Just in some way. Okay, I'm just kind of cutting it down. This is out of that piece that we cut away from the cutting board before we sanded. Remember that? Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Let's find a little spot. candy corn piece there. I honestly wouldn't mind even having a candy corn piece right down here, but that will require me having to paint a little, but I think it'll be really cute. So if y'all don't mind indulging me for a moment, I'm going to add some candy corn on the bag down here. All right, so this will be kind of a good little repeat on my friction pin, which is here. Okay, now I'll do pin work on this here in just a second. That'll help that to pop. So if we have one of them kind of coming up out of the bag, kind of want maybe a couple right here. So I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to trace it. And then my other one should be, I would think, about the same size. So let's do another one, maybe right in here. Okay. 1, 2. Let me cut out one more. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I have my 2 little candy corn cut. I just got to go back. I'm going to get a teeny brush for this, as I'm going to paint in these. It makes you excited for fall. Good, me too. So I'm just painting inside because I want my candy corn to pop. Okay, once again, I'm going to dry it. I'm probably going to put one more coat. I love collaging napkins. I mean, this is really fun because we're really just using this other napkin more as like an embellishment. But some of the projects that we do, especially in the Napkin Club, I mean, we do a lot of collage type things, and it's so much fun to create your own unique pieces by collaging the napkin art. All right, let's get this dry. I think this will be perfect. We'll add a couple pieces of candy corn right here. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely do a little bit of color Diane in the kitty cat's eyes. Yeah, the kitty cat will have, we'll have some fun with that. I'm sure we'll figure something out. And then having fun even up here with adding sparkle, or even if you want to add in some color into your candy, that would be fun too, right? I can show y'all how to do that if you want. All right, let's go ahead and get these on here. I do have to watch the time. I have a 1 o'clock appointment today with my one of my fabric reps. So I got to be careful about the time. All right, here we go. Let's put this one down. So cute. And let's put this one down. Perfect. It's perfect. Now we still have to seal these. We're going to have to seal these before we can do pen work on top of them. Okay. Because if we don't, the napkin will just try to absorb the ink from our pen. All right, so try this again. Oh my gosh, I almost put, did you see what just almost happened? Yep, I almost put my Mod Podge brush into my white paint. That would have been a catastrophe. to have done that live on camera with you guys, to accidentally put white paint over these candy corn. I like to save those embarrassing moments for just for me, not for the whole world. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, well, regardless where I'm at 12:30, I'm going to announce our winner. Okay, at 12:30, I'm going to announce our winner. But let me show you just real quickly if you wanted to add some color to your candies. Okay, adding colors it really fun. I mean, you can do it with certain kinds of paint markers. It could be paint markers. You could do it with certain markers, but some markers will bleed when moisture is on them. Okay, so you have to practice. Like, just take one of your markers, even if it's on a piece of paper or just something, and then after it's dry, get your finger wet, smear across it. If it is not steadfast, it's going to smear and bleed. So we don't want to use those. We don't want to use those kind. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. We do not. All right. Let me get my pin work around our cute little candy corns. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Very cute, right? So cute. So cute. Okay, so getting back to candy. It's fun sometimes to use, like, I have glaze pens they're really fun to work with. Let's see if I have kind of a greenish color here. There's yellow. Let's see this purpley color. Again, something you'd want to, oh, that's kind of cute. So your pin work could have even been done with this, right? Like, your pin work could have been done with these. Let me check out this pink color. Ooh, I like this pink color. Okay, so if I want to come in and just color in some of these areas, these are glaze pens, and they're great because they keep kind of a wet look, and when they dry, they're dimensional. They're kind of dimensional. So this pulls in this color really nicely. So just remember whatever you're going to use, let's make sure that it's not going to react with water or moisture again once it's dry. Okay, that's going to be important. And then, of course, we can still come in and do whatever we want to as far as stickles, adding sparkle. I feel like I should go ahead and do this because I may have to just put the bow stuff on after the fact. Let's add a little stripy lines here and there. You can just come in and have some fun with your candies, however you'd like. Okay. This one kind of looks like a kiss, like a Hershey's Kiss. So let me see if I have like a metallic-y. Is that black or gray? I'm going to use my silver Uniball pen. Okay, so this is a silver Uniball. So literally I can come put some silver on this to make that look more like a Hershey's Kiss. That's cute. All right, y'all see that? So fun. Okay, so that's what I'll tell you about pin work, right? Pin work, you can come in, you can add, you can embellish, all of those things. Let's talk real quickly about the sparkle. So sparkle, again, you want to make sure everything is good and dry. So everything, like my glaze pens, whatever, I'm putting in here. And I may add some more color in here, you guys, just because I think color is cute for the candies. But then I can come in. Yes, and I can add sparkle wherever I want it. Stars, candy, the boo words. I'll just put a little bit on here so you can see the sparkle. Isn't that cute? So fun. These are Halloween projects. They need to sparkle. They need to sparkle. Okay. Getting back to our ribbon here. I'm not going to put all the sparkle on because I usually do that at the end, or otherwise my fingers are all in it. So there are different widths of ribbon out there. Let me just hold this up. So you could do something like this. If you do something like this, then you have enough room here. You could ink the edges, the sides of ink the edges of your block if you wanted to, or you could choose a ribbon that is 1.5 inches. If you choose a 1.5 inch ribbon, it's going to cover this whole side. Okay, the whole side. And typically when I'm using when I'm putting these on, I'm just putting them on with my hot glue. And I kind of do more on the corners, and I kind of drizzle and drag through the middle so it's not so thick. Okay. But I think this is going to look really cute because once I do, and I'm still a little uncertain if I'm going to use this ribbon, but once I do put my ribbon all the way around, right? And then if we wind up having, you know, some kind of cute little bow, let me fudge a bow here real quick. Do you see when we put the bow on up here, it's going to look kind of cute because it's going to look like it's almost like at the top of the handle of the boo bag. And I think that's really cute. I also think you could embellish your boo bag. Maybe you want to put some cute sparkly ribbon, you know, along the bottom of it, right? So if you want to do something else to kind of decorate your treat bag, that could be really, really cute. Or just add in some other ribbon up here to add in other colors, whatever colors you want to add into that. Okay, that's what I'm going to be. That's how I'm going to be finishing mine off. Yes, that kind of spider web kind of ribbon, that would look really cool. This one has got more of a hashtag. This, what I'm thinking about when you say spider web, is that mesh. You know, that mesh kind of ribbon stuff like that would be really cute. Or you can napkinize it. You can put napkin art on the sides of this if you choose to. Okay, so you'll have to come back to see the finished image of this one. All right, to finish that one off. I'll post pictures of them in here, I promise. So my kitty cat one, here's what I envision on this one. First off, I think it would be really cute to put something around her neck. I think it would be very cute. Definitely come in and do some pin work on my jack-o'-lantern. I like seeing something around her neck and something in the center of that bow, even if it's like a cute little pom-pom spider or just something kind of cute around her neck, kind of in the bow there. Add sparkle wherever, add a little color to her eyes if you want to. And then my plan is to actually tie a bow on up here. I'm not going to tie the bow up here. Okay, not up here. I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to tie it around here with no glue. Okay, let me go big, with no glue. All right, just tie it around, because remember, I'm thinking I might do the other side for fall. So if I do the other side for fall, then I could easily come back in, remove this bow, turn it around, tie on a fall bow. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about for this project. And again, definitely some pin work. I want to do some pin work even here. I promise I'm going to do the giveaway real quick. I know, maybe I got a little over ambitious. I just wanted to show y'all 2 projects today. And don't worry, I'll show them to you when I'm all done. But look how cute adding the pin mark is to these candy corn. I'm adding it to all of them. All the candy corn are going to get this. They're all going to get this, okay? Little pin work, of course, on our jack-o'-lantern, sparkle, all the things. Definitely want something cute going around the kitty cat's neck, kind of over to the side. I think it's where, not the bow in the middle, but kind of something to the side, and not super too big, because we're going to have a bow up here. Okay, so yes, I know, right? They're both going to be so cute. I'm sorry I didn't get to finish them completely out. But I'm down to just the embellishment phase, right? This is just where we're at now, is just the embellishment phase. So I will post pictures after I add those things, and just kind of talk through in the post, in the comments. I'll talk through exactly what I did. Okay. Yeah, it's the frills that really take these projects from being cute to being like, oh wow, that looks amazing. And definitely pin work. Definitely let's add that pin work. Makes a big difference. Add some color, all the fun things.